Guys, it's True Crime Thursday on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Today we look at Charles Manson and Helter Skelter. We're getting crazy, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to go live. We're going to see you live in two. We'll see you. Charles Manson, Helter Skelter. What?
Get set, because it's time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
Boom, we're live. How's everyone doing on this? Get my headset correct. I got the fluffy hair. Going today, guys. Watch out. I didn't put any product in it. Oh, man. The fluffiness is crazy. How's everyone doing on It's 420 Somewhere podcast today, guys? I am your host, Brian Brown, and it is True Crime Thursday, guys. I'm excited. It's going to get into a good one, guys. As we talked about on the 710 show on Today in History, guys, today is the day. Helter Skelter, Charles Manson, all the stuff, guys. Let's see, what was it today? Today in history. Charles Manson and Helter Skelter. Today in history, guys. In 1971, the cult leader and Charles Manson and three of his followers were convicted of a series of notorious murders. Of their crime inspired the best-selling book Helter Skelter. So we're going to do a deep dive, guys. We're going to do a deep dive in it today. I'm excited. We got some birthdays in the house. We got a whole bunch of stuff to get into, guys. We got our girl Aurora Hayes back in. We're going to get into the top 5 unsolved mysteries to talk about during a smoke session. That's right, guys. What better way to talk about conspiracy theories, talk about unsolved crimes, than during a smoke session? Oh, that's the best time. It's the only time. Pam, how you doing? Chris, how you doing? Dank Nation, everyone out there. Oh, Rosie Key, how was your trip? How was your trip? Hopefully good. Hopefully good. Hopefully Jim's doing good. Everyone's doing good out there. We got Teresa Deller, Supernova Mike in the house. Howdy ho, Supernova. Oh, we got Rosie Key. Nice, 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 guys. I'm glad to see the OGs in the house today. Oh man, you can't beat that. All right, guys, we are counting down to 420. We got about 5 minutes, and we're gonna get into the top five unsolved mysteries to talk about during a smoke sesh, guys. What could this be? Oh man, there's all sorts of them. I love just opening the door to great conversation, especially when you're passing around a joint. And these are five topic starters, if you will, guys. All right, let's get into it. Take it away, Aurora Hayes.
In the 1940s, when the jazz was fine, we had our mind set on a golden high. With Aurora Hayes, we danced through the haze, imagined adventures that would forever amaze. Oh, Aurora Hayes, light up our days, spark those cannabis dreams in a magical ways. With every puff, our spirits would rise to limitless heights under star skies. Oh, Aurora Hayes, light up our days.
Picture this, danksters. Your girl Aurora Hayes from thedailydank.com and the Dank crew in a quiet night at a secluded campground. The fire is crackling, the marshmallows are roasting, and all is serene. Until a strange light appears in the sky. It's a cool summer night, and a group of campers are huddled around the campfire sharing tales and laughter. Suddenly, their jovial chatter is silenced as a peculiar luminescent object streaks across the star-speckled canvas above them. It's not a shooting star, it's not a plane, well, they're not quite sure what it is. The object hovers, then darts erratically, leaving a trail of radiant light that cuts through the darkness. A sense of awe mixed with a dash of fear washes over the group. They're left staring at the now empty sky, their minds abuzz with questions and theories. What was that? Where did it come from? Now, wasn't that a head-scratcher? It's moments like these that make us wish we had a joint from our sponsor, the Healing Center of Needles, to help us ponder over life's unsolved mysteries. The world is full of baffling enigmas waiting to be solved. Today, we dive into the top 5 unsolved mysteries that have left even the brightest minds in a haze. First on our list is the Bermuda Triangle, an expanse of ocean infamous for its countless disappearances. Ships and planes vanish without a trace, swallowed up by the sea. Despite numerous investigations, the Bermuda Triangle continues to baffle experts and chill the spines of mariners. Next, we delve into the pages of the Voynich manuscript. This cryptic book, filled with unknown symbols and strange drawings, has resisted all attempts at deciphering. Its author, purpose, and language remain as elusive as the day it was discovered. Then we turn our gaze to the Zodiac Killer, a serial murderer who terrorized California in the late 60s and early 70s. Known for his cryptic letters and unsolved ciphers, the Zodiac Killer's identity remains a mystery, despite the tireless efforts of countless investigators. Our journey takes us next to the lost city of Atlantis. This supposed powerhouse of ancient civilization, as described by the philosopher Plato, has captivated imaginations for millennia, yet its exact location, or even its existence, has never been confirmed. Finally, we tackle the mystery of the Sphinx. This ancient monument has weathered the sands of time, yet its origins remain shrouded in uncertainty. Who built it and why, and what secrets might it still hold? And as we venture deeper into these mysteries, it's always a good idea to have a trusty partner like the Healing Center of Needles by our side. Located at 1400 Needles Highway, they're your #1 cannabis superstore, providing the perfect relaxation for our brain-bending journey. Dive into these enigmas with an open mind and a sense of wonder. As Aurora Hayes, your guide through the unknown, I invite you to join me on this journey of discovery. Remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. So let's keep exploring, questioning, and pondering the unsolved. Because after all, isn't that what makes life so intriguing? The quest to unravel these mysteries continues, much like our pursuit for the perfect cannabis strain. We've journeyed through a labyrinth of enigmas today, haven't we? From the
Oh, Aurora Hayes, you're so long-winded. All right, guys, blow up those comments. What's everyone getting into? I'm getting into some healing center weed, guys. Whoop. All right, blow up those comments. Inhale the positivity, exhale the negativity. Let's blow it up because it is 420. And boom, we are high. It's 420 and we are high, guys. We are so high. Let's get this all situated here. Oh, man, I'm loving this, guys. If you have not tried this RS11, this is some OG weed, guys. You need to try this. Woo. Well, man, I'm seeing a little. I'm tripping here. Don't mind me, man. This is some good weed. I would definitely try this out, guys. The price is right. I believe it's like 30 an eighth, but you can get those deals. Go check out thedailydank.com. We're getting ready to drop some wild weekend deals here tonight, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Just nice little nugs, man. Oh, whoa. Party foul. Party foul. All right, guys, I wanted to cover up a couple things real quick. Hopefully everyone's blowing up the chat. Things are going good. Hit those hearts, those loves, those 100%, those emojis. It all helps the show. It all helps the show. 150-pound challenger. Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Nice. I like that. I like the name. Like the name. Is Russ in the house yet? Yes, Russ is in the house. Hey, John Phantom, how's it going? How's it going? We got Eric in the house. We got Lonnie. We got a bunch of stuff going on. All right, I want to cover a couple different things before we get into Russ's birthday. We got a video, we got some special stuff, then we got Helter Skelter, and we got man, we just got a lot of stuff to get into. It's going to be a fun show. First off, guys, I do want to cover this. Unfortunately, we lost somebody, and you can think of what you want to think of the sex industry, that kind of thing. Where the heck did that one go? It probably went to photos. Yep, there we go. It is what it is. The porn industry, I love it, hate it. Some people think different things about it. It is what it is. But we lost somebody, guys. Actress Jessie Jane, adult film star who appeared in Entourage, died at age 43. The actress and her boyfriend were found dead together after an apparent drug overdose, guys. God, horrible. Hopefully, I'm not going to say it was fentanyl because I don't know. Hopefully it's not. But god damn, man. Can't do street drugs no more. It's looking like why would you want to? You go down to 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California, the healing center. You won't get fentanyl on your weed. I don't know what they were into, guys, but how horrible. They both died together. Man, you know, don't, yeah, you only get one life, guys. Make sure you live it up and live it up good. All right. So rest in peace, Jessie Jane. May you find the peace that you so deserve. I'm good with my weed and moonshine. Nice. Now, did you got a PayPal I can send you? Oh, look at you guys. I love this community, man. Hey, Mojave Martian, how you doing on his lunch break? Are we eating pizza today, man? A pizza sounds fire. Get into some pizza today. All right, I do want to share this with Russ. It is Russ's birthday. Oh, stop calling me. Stop calling me, people. It is Russ's birthday, guys, and we got a special video for the man, the myth, our friend. Um, the man who was mature, more mature than me. I'll tell you that. Younger but more mature, man. You know what? This young man. Let me tell you, kids, gather around. Let me tell you about this young man. This young man. You know what, man? He should be appreciated. He's a hard worker. You know, he had a job that he wasn't freaking happy with, and he made shit happen. He went and he found another job. Was it his dream job? Maybe not, but he's making the most of it. I've never heard him once say a negative thing ever. I don't think he just like, okay, you know, time to get a new job. Hey, I got this job, may not be the job I want, but hey, I'm gonna give it my all this time. And you know what, that's how we got to think in life, man. So Russ, hats off to you, brother. Happy birthday. Enjoy your video, and we'll be back with Helter Skelter right after this.
Russ. Happy birthday. Russ. Happy birthday.
Cupcakes. Dreamers. Pinata. Balloons.
Russ. Happy birthday. Russ. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, kind sir. Very, very nice. Happy birthday. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully you're there for a minute. Like you know, we talked on the private message. After I'll head out as soon as I'm done with my shoulder rehabilitation physical therapy, whatever it's called. I'll head that way. I'll probably have my daughter with me. I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like a good time. All right, guys, what else we got looking into today? Before we get into Charles Manson, guys, we're gonna give this a deep dive. You know, that whole story of Charles Manson is just crazy to me. Um, there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation that he might have been like a CIA. I wouldn't say operative, maybe a experiment, a CIA experiment. You know, they were doing a lot of stuff with acid at the time, and you know what? I don't know if you guys know, Charles Manson was very, very known for his heavy, heavy usage of psychedelics. Um, rumored that he used it as a weapon in some senses. He would get mad at people and actually pour it into their eyes, and you know, and ruin them. That would ruin a person. You know, I mean, think about it. God damn. Especially that raw acid back in the day, man. What do we got here? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Back in the day, man, that first hey John, how's it going? John needs a pizza. Let's get pizza sounds fire, man. I just watched Psych Ward on John Edwards on how he what a con artist. Oh, John Edwards, psychic John Edwards. Yeah, man. You know what? My grandma got into psychics big time when she was like 92. So I mean, you know, you want to know what's on that other side of the world, and she. Like spent a lot of time. Sylvia Brown was the one who I don't know. She didn't spend a lot of money, thank God, but she did spend a lot of time. But yeah, you know, you want answers. You're that close. You know, literally, it could be any day. And these people kind of take advantage of that. And you know what? Even myself, I'll be forward. There's times where I fell into the vicious cycle, and I just, you know, you just want to know that there's a next day, and a psychic could give that to you, and then things don't fall in line, and you get hella disappointed, and it's just, oh man, that's just craziness the way it all can work out. All right. So Charles Manson and LSD. So starters, guys, I have never done really any psychedelics. I've done mushrooms and it didn't work out too well for me. I think my gastric bypass really screwed me up when it came to the mushrooms. Hey, Charlie, what's up? What's up? Might do Great American Pizza tonight. Ooh, man, Great American Pizza here is fire. I've never eaten there. I need to. I need to. I've heard great things about it. Heard great things. I had a guy put 3 drops in each eye. I thought it was a Visine. Ooh, hell no. Hell no, man. Ooh, oof. So I've only done mushrooms. I've never really had like a psychedelic experience. I kind of one time I seen some waves or something, but I go out like a freaking sack of potatoes, man. Just I go out like a sack of potatoes. Um, yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. I'm up at the Bub Pharmacy. Can't get away till 8. Oh, nice, nice, man. Good to see you back on, John. Good to see you, man. Teresa Deller loves the shrooms. Trip for 3 days. That's one of those things where you see the guy in the motorcycle helmet and like walking an invisible dog, and you're like, "What's going on?" So, Charles Manson, guys, let's get into this true crime. People who don't know the show are like, "Man, what is this guy just babbling about?" We want. Um, we want the Charles Manson stuff. Um, did I mess it up? Hang on, guys. Pulling up my notes. Pulling up my notes. Pulling up my notes. Pulling up my notes. It didn't save for some reason. That's weird. All right, we don't need no stinking notes. We don't need no stinking notes. All right. So the Manson family, guys, um, was a commune. It was a gang. It was a family. But ultimately, it was a cult, guys. Um, let's pull up some pictures here. Ultimately, it was a cult. Charles Manson was the leader. Some say took advantage of a lot of young runaway girls during the time. You had the hippie movement going on at the time. You had a lot of anti-authorities. The parents were old school, and the new school. Um, and the way the hippies were the hippies. I don't know why I'm keep calling them that. The way that generation was, they were anti-war. They were anti a lot of stuff. They were anti-government, anti-establishment, and the parents were just the complete opposite. I think no more so. That's the way everything goes. Um, the way things kind of go at the times, but these young girls would end up running away like young girls do, teenage girls, and unfortunately they you know uh, came across stupid Charles Manson, ruined their lives, man. Took advantage of their poor souls. No, took advantage of them, guys. Fed them a bunch of drugs, fed them a bunch of bullshit, and it just kind of ruined a lot of people, man. So when Charles Manson died in November 19th, 2017, the announcement was met with a puzzled sort of huh. The world has held a strange fascination with Manson ever since the inner workings of his family went public after a string of grisly murders, all of which were done not by him, but on his behest. According to CNN, Manson was given 9 life sentences, denied parole 12 times, and was elevated to something of a cult figure. He was the face of evil for the most part. Though some he was a wrongly convicted crusader. He can't get much more polarizing than that, and it's led to a continued fascination with the figure prosecutor Vincent Belugi's, described as a dictatorial ruler of the Manson family, the king of Mahara. That's a lot that come out with Charles Manson and his family and his beliefs over the years. So let's buckle up, guys. Let's roll up a joint. Let's take a dab. Let's hit that edible because it's time to take a trip in the darkness, guys. So Charles Manson's Mo started when he was 6, guys. Good old Charlie. we're gonna kind of deep into Charlie's life, everything that's going on with him, and then we'll lead into the girls and the family. So the infamous killings happened in 1969, and it didn't take long for it to all be traced back to Charles Manson and the cult-like following he called the family. Writer and Manson biographer Jeff Gunn says Manson's fantastical ways started early. When he dug into Manson's childhood, he found that Manson inspired terrifying loyalty, even when he was wearing short pants and toddling around a schoolyard. Manson's cousin later said of him, there was never anything happy about him, never anything good about him. He was 6 years old in first grade, and that was when he started with the same kind of manipulation that later escalated in the murder. Gunn said he would talk to the girls in the class about other kids he didn't like, convincing them to go beat up the kids who had crossed him. When the principal confronted him, he used the same defense he would use in a courtroom decades later. It wasn't me. They were doing what they wanted. If you ever wondered if a child could be terrifying, there's the answer. Um, that's kind of nuts, right? Old Charlie, even at a young age, man. And then always women. That's kind of a weird deal, right? Why was it always women that he ends up manipulating? Um, maybe easy target, maybe something with his parents. Could be a lot of different things. A lot of different things. There's old Charlie there. Hey, Mr. Crispers, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, what happened to Charlie in the murder factory? I saw a vampire. Oh man. Um, all right, guys. So it's human nature to want to know why something happened, especially when it's something this horrible. For years, people have looked for an explanation in the early life of the man whose birth certificate listed him as a no-name Maddox, son of 16-year-old girl who refused the name the father. According to the Los Angeles Times, the story of Charles Manson's mother, Kathleen, was that she would leave him with relatives for weeks at a time, and he was a heavy drinker and robber who spent 5 years in a state prison. When she was released, she and Manson traveled the country with a series of men he called uncles until he ended up in a string of reform schools where he claimed to have suffered unthinkable abuse. That's an accepted story. But when Jeff Gunn was given access to the family documents of members for his book, Manson: The Life and Times of Charles Manson, he said he found something else. He says the stories, including Manson's tell about his mother attempts to sell him for a pitcher of beer, were largely false. Gunn says Manson's mother loved him unconditionally, tried to keep him in a school, and loved him to the end of her life. Her heart ached for the things he did. That doesn't sound like the hateful mother Manson always went out of his way to describe. So clearly something's not the truth. All right. The significance of Helter Skelter and the White Album, guys. We all know the Beatles. Everyone loves the Beatles. This is kind of common knowledge, but I don't know if you guys know the connection of the Beatles and Charles Manson. Also, there's a Beach Boy. There's a big Beach Boy connection there with the family that I found super intriguing. Super intriguing. All right. Hopefully we cover that during this little bit, guys. All right, what do we got here? All right. Helter Skelter and was found written on the Labaki's fridge in blood. Misspelled Helter Skelter, and you probably heard about Charles Manson obsession with the Beatles. The whole story is ridiculously complicated, and Rolling Stone says Manson wasn't just obsessed with Helter Skelter, but the entire White Album. Manson believed the album was an ode to the coming race war that would destroy the country. with epic proportions. During the trial, Manson and his followers claimed that they had interrupted the White Album with help from, or interpreted the White Album with help from the Book of Revelation. And it was especially powerful because it came on the heels of the Magical Mystery Tour, which Manson believed documented his own hippie trip. Manson. Oh man, can you imagine just these guys just tripping balls, man? These guys are just tripping balls, and they and they're listening to the Beatles, and they're like, dude, this is about the race war, man. We got to do something. We got to do something. Oh man, could you imagine? Like, oh, this is just insane. Manson assigned most of the songs in an apocalyptic meaning. Um, Rocky Raccoon was a clear racial slur. Blackbird was a flight against the establishment and a call for revolution. And Piggies was mocking the establishment. In case you're not intimately familiar with the White Album, there are two other songs that don't need much in the way of explanation: Revolution 1 and Revolution 9. The Beatles have individually expressed the horror at Manson's interpretation of the album, and George Harrison even condemned him for giving the scruffy, long-haired hippie a look, a bad connection. It was John Lennon who put it best, though simple. He's barmy. Oh man. So Charles Manson preaching about the end of the world and the race war. This is obviously something he like believed in superly, right? I mean, this is huge, huge. And I'm not going out of everything I've seen in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but look at there. There's the Manson family right there, guys. Um, another God. All right. Um, Charles Manson preached Helter Skelter was coming, and when he said it, he meant it in a very literal sense. He, in turn, and his followers believe Helter Skelter was the name of a race war that would rip the country apart. The Miami Herald says he claimed white people would fight on two fronts, against each other and against black people. The skirmish would be the deciding factor, and Manson preached that only he and his followers would be safe during the revolution. They were destined to retreat to Death Valley and live in an underground compound until he was sought out by the champions of Helter Skelter. That was, Manson said, destined to be black people who would need to find a new ruler. You could probably guess who thought it was going to be. He and his family were going to be installed as the new leaders in a post-war world, and it was happening soon. He thought the Beatles were the harbingers of the end of days, and that meant it was time to find the bottomless pit where he and his select few would wait out the war. When the war didn't start, he decided to accelerate the schedule by sending his followers to start out the killing. So Charles Manson's interpretation of Revelation, according to the School of Law, it was rooted in his interpretation of the book of Revelation. If you're not familiar with chapter 9 of Revelation, it's the part of the Bible that's opening that says the pit of the abyss, fire and brimstone, the horse and the apocalypse, and the reign of the abandoned, angel of the abyss. It's heavy stuff when you're a believer or not. Manson believed he was the fifth angel who held the key to the abyss and that he would unlock it to literally unleash hell on the world. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Oh, man. Just woo. Hey, yo, Cholo, what you doing? What you doing, man? How you doing? Um oh, Charlie, man. His family and his uncomfortable relationship with the Beach Boys, guys. Like we talked about. Anyone who asked to come up with a list of the most inoffensive groups in music history would almost certainly include the Beach Boys. But weirdly, in addition to their connection to surf, sand, and the Kokomo, they're also connected to Charles Manson. Specifically, it's the drummer Dennis Wilson who had the Manson connection. And when it started, according to the Washington Post, Wilson picked up a few hitchhikers. They were part of Manson's family and made introductions that led Wilson crashing the family to enjoy some girls and even more drugs. Manson even taught him how to play a bit of guitar. Wilson was already riding high on fame, and Manson clan moved in on him. Or moved in with him until a vicious STD made orgies not as fun anymore, and Wilson apparently footed the bill to get everyone cleaned up. Oh my God. Wilson made the mistake of offering to help Manson in his dream of becoming a serious musician, but perhaps unsurprisingly, Manson didn't take well to the criticism that came with actually recording his music. They parted ways. Fellow Beach Boy Mike Love suggested they might have been more to it than that, though he wrote in his autobiography that Wilson had seen Manson actually kill a man. It's unconfirmed, but it would it wouldn't be entirely surprising. There's a lot about Manson's life story that are full of half truths and outright lies. He claimed to have written a Beach Boys song. Charles Manson insisted there was a lot more relationship that he had, and the song turned into Never Learn Not to Love and didn't give him a writing credit, even though he wrote it, guys. All right, Sharon Tate and 150 Clelo Drive. Sharon Tate, guys. This is just a horrible event. God, I wish it would have happened like it did in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm a Barbie girl. Nice, yo, Cholo. Nice, nice. All right. Um, A manipulative killer achieves a certain amount of notoriety, but as the reasons Charles Manson's name is still high profile is because victim Sharon Tate and wife of Roman Polanski, an up-and-coming actress, she ultimately met a horrible, horrible end because they had picked the wrong house. After meeting up with Dennis Wilson and being promised to hook up to the producer Terry Milcher, Manson continued to hold out hopes of his music career was going to take off. When it didn't, the BBC says Manson targeted Milcher and sent his loyal followers out to kill everyone they found in the producer's home. He had since moved out, and Polanski had moved in with his wife. Polanski was in Europe when 4 Manson family members broke into the house and started killing Tate when he was due who was due to give birth in a matter of days. Died along with friends Jay Serbing, Wochi Farisky, and Abigail Folger. Even though the goal was to kickstart off the race war, Manson believed would lead him to being crowned king of the world, ahead of a new social order. Getting revenge on Melcher would have been, put it mildly, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Man, this guy, ultimate manipulator, would you not say? Ultimate manipulator, I would say, man. Kind of crazy. Definitely kind of crazy. Oh, all right. Let's check this out. Old Charlie. No one would expect Charles Manson to be an angel behind bars, but according to the Los Angeles Times, he amassed somewhere around 100 rule violations from the beginning of 2017. As California correctional spokeswoman Terry Thornton put it, suffice to say he cannot be described as a model prisoner. What exactly does that mean? Violations include things like bizarre outbursts and behavior, throwing hot coffee on prison staff, starting fights, trying to start a flood, trying to start fires. He was caught several times with drugs, illegal cell phone, weapons, including a hacksaw blade, and catalogs that led staff to believe he was trying to order hot air balloons in a complete insane plan to escape. His fugitive middle finger to the law enforcement started at his trial when he stood up, assumed the pose of Jesus Christ on the crucifix, refused to sit down. He also lunged towards the judge and declared, "In the name of Christian justice, someone should cut off your head." It sounds like a little LSD in his cell was the least of their worries. Oh, Charles Manson. Um, Charles Manson's followers definitely they defend him, man. They really do. Um, they get crazy with Charlie, man. You know, it's the weird thing because he never technically that we know of. Um, um, so I was reading the comments, guys. He never really hurt anyone that we know of. It's all rumor, all speculation. I don't know exactly, what's true, what's not. But people take that to heart. People like he didn't kill anyone. Why did he get all these life sentences? What's the deal? He deserved them. Let's be honest. But legally, I don't know. I don't know. They really threw the book at him. All right, guys. Well, I want to talk about Charles Manson care packages. Charles Manson will have been gone for decades before his figure stops being larger than life. When Eric Hedgegard interviewed him for Rolling Stone, Hedgegard also talked to the superfan Afton star Burton about Manson was really like, behind the crazy. Burton said that 4 times a year she was allowed to send Manson care packages. And what did someone like Manson really hope to find when he opened that package? His favorites were mundane, almost unnerving. So he loves sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, roasted peanuts, vegetable soup mix, crackers, cough drops, tea, protein bar, along with socks, tank tops, and shorts. Just for good measure, she also included guitar strings because playing a guitar remained one of his true favorite hobbies. It's true what they say, everyone needs a hobby. So Charles Manson believed he was Jesus and he was immortal, guys. So Charles Manson's delusion of grandeur did not stop at claims he was going to be the head of the New World Order. He also claimed that his followers were Jesus, that he was Jesus, and all he needed to do was hint at the possibility. Rolling Stone said his followers did the rest, and when they elevated him to a positive near divinity status. Yeah, man, they believed anything, man. He probably was like, "Look, I'm floating," and they're all high, and oh, just nuts, guys, just nuts. They're all tripping. They're like, "Oh my God, he is Jesus." All right, last but not least, guys, how smart was Charles Manson? He's a master manipulator. We talk about all this stuff. How smart was he really? Those who study the phenomenon behind cults have revealed that the majority of their leaders share several key attributes. Narcissism is a key characteristic, one that helps them employ a definitive power imbalance between the leader and the followers. To attract and retain followers, a cult leader will typically need to have a magnetic personality with a level of charisma that infects the inner circle of the cult, referred to as charisma by proxy. According to Jana Lanchet, professor at the California State University, this makes it possible for the cult to grow above and beyond what the leader could achieve on their own. While psychic mechanics note that cult leaders will have intelligent structures of belief, a high IQ isn't among the 50 traits of a cult leader typically possesses, as outlined by FBI counterintelligence agent Joe Navarro. Um, One still might assume that a cult leader possesses a genius level IQ, but that's not certainly been the case historically. Even though Charles Manson scored above average on his intelligence test, he was far from the genius level. According to Jeff Gunn in his book, Charles Manson administered an IQ test when he was incarcerated at 16. His score 109 is considered to be above average. Several years later, he was tested again at another facility. This time his score was high normal at 121. So he wasn't a dumb guy. Obviously, if you're going to manipulate and do all the stuff, man, um, Yeah, you got to do it. And then, did you guys know he was married multiple times? Charles Manson did seem to try to lead somewhat of a normal life when he was younger. In 55, he married Roswell Jean Willis, 17-year-old hospital worker. That didn't work out. He ended up getting married several more times, probably a few times. November 7th, 2014. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, Charles Manson, the man, the myth, the legend, the horrible monster. Just insane, man. His story goes beyond anything you could think of. Was he a CIA experiment? Did they let him loose to see what could happen? He was down in the mix, Sunset Boulevard, all that stuff, using the girls to lure people in, do his bidding. Crazy, man, but smart, crazy like a fox, baby. All right, guys. So that was your True Crime Thursday, guys. Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson, and his cult, guys, the cult of personality. Charles Manson, Helter Skelter. Man, that was heavy. That was pretty heavy. Dove deep. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Friday. Fantastic Friday. We'll be back at 7:10 a.m. We are going to have a great show, guys. We're going to get into probably epic fails tomorrow. Sounds like Kevin. We're going to get into epic fails tomorrow, epic weed fails tomorrow, guys. So make sure you're tuning in. I'm going to get it. I'm excited. And then at 4:20, guys, we are going to baked and unbox tomorrow, guys. I don't know what I got. I got something floating around here. I think I got that pallet, that Amazon pallet. We'll see what's in that thing. All right. Appreciate you guys. You guys rockety, rock. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Yeah. Inhale the positivity, exhale the negativity, guys. And I will see you on the flip side. See you at 7:10 a.m. See you, guys.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.